r to be equals to 3 over 2 times 1 over 2. So that would be r to be equals to 3 times 1, 3, 2 times 2, 4. So we have 3 over 4. So having gotten our common ratio, then let's go back to our formula. So we have sum to infinity to be equals to 1 over a, rather, over 1 minus r. So what is the sum to, what is our a? Our a from the question is 2, divided by 1 minus, what's our common ratio? That's 3 over 4. So now we have sum to infinity to be equals to 2 divided by 1 minus 3 over 4. That will definitely be 1 over 4. So sum to infinity will now be 2 divided by 1 over 4. And sum to infinity will now be equals to 2 times 4 over 1. So that will become sum to infinity will now be 2 times 4, 8, divided by 1, 8. So sum to infinity here will definitely be 8. Will definitely be 8. Then we'll go to our option and see the one that correlates to that, and that is option D. So the next question, you can see that the first two questions tested sum to infinity. Let's see the third question. If the second term of a GP is 8 over 9 and the sixth term is 4.5, find the common ratio. Look at the way this one is structured. We know that we need to know the nth term, which is un equals to a r is n raised by n minus 1. That's the formula. So if you are talking about, this question is talking about the second term. The second term is the first case. So the second term will be when your n equals what? 2. So you have u2 equals to a r2 minus 1. That's u2 equals to a r. That's our second term. So what is the value given for the second term? That is 8 over 9. So it implies that AR equals to 8 over 9. That's, you can call this one equation 1. You can call that one equation 1. Then the question also talks about what? It talks about the sixth term. So what is the sixth term? That's when our n equals 6. So we have u6 equals to AR 6 minus 1. And that is AR 6 minus 1, 5. So that means which implies that our system, which is AR raised by 5, equals to what? Equals to 4.5. So we can call this one equation 2. And the question asks us to find the common ratio. So in this situation, we have our AR to be equals to 8 over 9. Then we have, this one can be broken as AR times R raised by 4, because by law of indices, this one is raised by 1. Law of indices says that when we have two terms of the same base and there is multiplication sign, we add up their index. So that means I can write AR raised by 5 as AR times R raised by 4, which is equals to what? Let me convert this one to improper fraction. I have 2 times 4, 8. 8 plus 1, 9. That's 9 over 2. So what it means is that I have this. So if you look at this very well, this one is equals to 8 over 9. So here in this equation 2, anywhere I see AR, I want to replace it with what? 8 over 9. So I have come here and replace this 8 over 9 times R raised by 4 equals to 9 over 2. That's what I've done. Then I will have 8 R raised by 4 over 9 equals to 9 over 2. What do I do? Let me cross multiply. So by the time I cross multiply, I will have 8 R raised by 4 times 2 equals to 9 times 9. So I have 16 R raised by 4 equals to 81. Then I will divide both sides by 16. Let me divide both sides by 16. So I have, divide this by 16, divide this by 16, divide this by 16. So this 16 can cancel this. So I have R raised by 4 equals to 81 over 16. And my R that I'm looking for will be the fourth root. The fourth root of 81 over 16. So how do I solve this? I know that 81 is 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. That is 3 raised to power 4. I also know that 16 is 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. That is 2 raised to power 4. So I will come here and say R equals to fourth root. This one is 3 raised to power 4, and this one is 2 raised to power 4. So by using mathematical concepts, I know that r can be equals to fourth root of 3. When you have 3 raised to power 4 divided by 2 raised to power 4, I can write it as 3 over 4, over 2 rather, everything affected by 4. Take note of that. That is also by, what is it called? Indices. It is also indices. So I have, then when you have the fourth root in this indices, what it means is I can write this one as r equals to 3 over 2, all affected by 4. Then this fourth root means 1, it means 1 over 4. Take note of that. So if I open this, I will have r to be equals to 3 over 2, all affected by 4. This is a bracket times 1 over 4. 4 here 1, 4 here 1. So I have my r to be equals to 3 over 2 raised to power 1, which means r equals to 3 over 2. And that is my common ratio. So I go to my option and see the one that matches that. So I come here, it is option B. Now, question 4. The first 3 questions are structured on GP. Now, look at question 4. It is structured on AP. The sixth term of an AP is 3 times the second term. Find the first term. If the first term is 2, find the common difference. Look at that statement. So let's take it bit by bit. What do we know about AP? We know that Tn, which is the last or the nth term, is a plus n minus 1 d. We know this, we have this information. Then the question is now telling us the system, that is when n is equal to 6. So we have T6 becomes a plus 5. Anywhere I see, I say 5. Anywhere I see my n, I will replace with 6. 6 minus 1 d. So I have T6 to be equals to a plus 5. 5 times d, 5d. That means this is my sixth term. Then the question also talks about the second term. So that's when n equals to 2. Then I have T2 to be equals to a plus 2 minus 1 d. And that will be a plus d. So this is my T2. So the question now relates the sixth term to what? The second term. So it's saying that the sixth term is 3 times the second term. So T6 is equal to 3 times the second term. So that is what it's saying. What is T6? T6 is a plus 5d. Then what is T2? T2 is a plus d. So 3 into a plus d. That is the mathematical equation for that. So let's open this. We have a plus 5d equals to 3 times this 3a. Plus 3 times this 3d. So I have this scenario. So in this situation, then I can now combine everything. Because the question says, if the first term is 2, find the common difference. So if I want to solve this, I want to combine everything together. So I have, let me transfer all this to this other side. I have 3a plus 3d here. Let me transfer this. I have minus a. Transfer this minus 5d. Everything equals to 0. Now, 3a minus a, that's 2a. Plus 3d minus 5d, that's minus 2d, equals to 0. Now, I know that 2a is definitely going to be equals to what? 2d from this. Then, the question has given the value for first term to be what? 2. That means first term, which is 2 times 2, equals to 2d. So in that situation, I have 4 to be equals to 2d. Let me divide both sides by 2. Divide this by 2, divide this by 2. So these 2 can cancel this. So I have my d. 2 here 1, 2 here 2. So my common difference is equal to 2. So I go to my option and pick the one that correlates with what I have gotten. So here, I come here and see the one that will, so my common difference is 2. So the option C would be the suitable option for that question 4. So let's move on. Now, question 5. The third term of a GP is 4, while the sixth term is 32. Find its common ratio. So follow the trend. Solve it stepwisely. You'll be rest assured that you'll come out with the right answer. Look at what you have. See, the third term. So we know that UN is equals to AR raised by n minus 1. So if we are talking about the third term, that means our n is 3. So we have U3 to be equals to AR 3 minus 1, and that is what? AR squared. So this is the third term. And the third term has been given to be equals to what? 4. So while the sixth term, so what's sixth term? That's U6 when n is 6. I have AR 6 minus 1. That's AR raised by 5. So the system is 32. They gave us the system AR 5 to be equals to what? 32. So I have this as equation 1. I have this as equation 2. Now in this situation, I know vividly that if I'm to break this second equation, AR squared times AR3 is equals to 32.